Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a monster analysis on our very first cosmic mythic quest monster, Thunderkong. I gotta say, his design looks absolutely amazing and stunning. I love those wings in the background. So Thunderkong is a thunder attacker with extra turn skills. His abilities include shock, damage boost, and true vision. He has an evolving trait. At rank 0, he has hardened. That's the umbrella trait, right? 20% chance to not get hit with any sort of negative effect. At rank 1, you get super attuned, meaning if you get hit with a thunder-based attack, you recover like 50 stamina points. And then at rank 3, you gain true vision at the start of every battle, meaning you will not be missing your attacks because your accuracy is doubled. And so I am going to start off by talking about how to get this monster if you're watching this video within the first few days of its release. If you're watching this analysis in the future because you want to find out about Thunderkong, then you can just skip this beginning portion because this only applies to those of you that are watching this video within 3 days of July 30th, 2020. So with that being said, basically we get a cosmic mythic when there is the quest day. So actually this information is valuable just for the future when we have more quest monsters. So during the quest days, you basically get a chance to get old legendary quest monsters, and there is a quest dungeon. I'll show you guys that. It's pretty awesome. And then the Thunderkong quest, or whatever cosmic mythic quest there is, basically you gotta breed 2 monsters together, and it is a good idea to get your breeding jokers because a lot of times the breeding jokers are used. So in this case, if you want to get this monster, what you need to do is you need to combine Varna and Griffin. Those are 2 legendary monsters. And then you could also substitute Erdicus. He's a breeding joker for Varna, or or you can substitute Griffin or Galante for Griffin. So basically the combinations would be Erdicus and Griffin, or Varna and Galante. You cannot combine the 2 jokers together. And anyhow, that's how you get a chance to make one of these 3 legendaries: Monkey, Apex, or Shihao. And so the way this event works is that you're gonna get one of those 3 monsters, or you're going to get Thunderkong. So there are only 4 options. It's going to be one of those 3 legendaries, or it's going to be Thunderkong, and it's always a guaranteed legendary or mythic. You're not going to get commons or uncommons or anything like that. So if you successfully, or even if you're not successful in breeding Thunderkong, you get a quest scroll which allows you to move throughout the quest dungeon. But if you are able to obtain Thunderkong, you get an era chest and the quest key. And the quest key is important because that unlocks a survival dungeon in which then you're able to collect up to 200 cells. So the important thing about this is that survival dungeon will start at a specific time. In this case, it is Monday, August 3rd. And here are some important things to remember. To receive the quest key, the egg needs to be in the hatchery before the breeding event is over. So if you have the monster breeding and then you hatch it after the event is over, the breeding event, then unfortunately you will not get your quest key. And then you can only use 1 joker per combination. So that's what I said. You can't combine the 2 jokers together. So just to prove to you guys how this works, and right now, hold on, let me repeat that. Right now we have, what you could do is activate your Camilla. So I'm going to activate her. And then this, let me just go ahead and speed this real quick. So check this out. I got a Shihao. So see how I got that 1 scroll? That scroll is used for the dungeon. Specifically, it is used for the quest dungeon, and the quest dungeon is awesome because you get lots of opportunities to get bronze relic chests. Look at all of those chests. So quest scrolls are awesome, and every time you win, you successfully beat a node, you get to spin a roulette wheel, you get some quest scrolls, or you get some cells of previous legendary monsters. During these days, you can also buy some of their, where are they? In the monster shop, you can also buy some of the old quest monsters. See, they're all right here. And for that quest dungeon, you only can use quest monsters. So if I click repeat, check this out. I get 9 hours, 11 minutes, because it is, like I said, it is always a legendary or it's your cosmic mythic. So that is pretty darn awesome, right? So hopefully you guys can get Thunderkong. There is some time. I would recommend using some gems for this, right? If you can go ahead and just spend some gems. How do I ignore this? Or I guess I can't ignore it. Let me just collect. So I would recommend spending some gems because if you're lucky, normally what I would do here is wait the 11 minutes and then skip the gem breeding because you save 1 extra gem, and I'm all about saving gems. Right now we're also doing like a Fire Kong breeding event, but that's basically all you do. So just kind of to demonstrate it again, I am going to spend that additional gem, but really you should wait that extra minute and save 1 gem. And then watch, it is another legendary. It is Apex. So the more I keep doing this, the more quest scrolls I get. And hopefully one of these ends up being Fire Kong. Watch, 9 hours, 11 minutes. That's because I have my Camilla fully maxed out. So if yours is not fully maxed out, you should see a 1 day, 22 hours, I believe. That lets you know that it's legendary. But yeah, guys, then you can just subtract depending on the level. 40%, 60%, 80%. And so I hopefully can get this Thunderkong and test out the monster. But now let's move into the analysis. This is my first time actually seeing this monster and what he has to offer. Alright, so Thunderkong, let's see, life 72,384, power 7744, and speed 5632. So let's see, what can I say about his life stat? His life stat is tied with that of Heist and Vanoss, so currently for the Cosmics, it is the lowest of the bunch. And in terms of power, 7744, that is the highest, tied with that of Hardy. So tankiest and lowest life, strongest power stat, lowest life, and speed stat, he's also the slowest speed stat, tied with that of Hardy and Heist. So very similar stats to other cosmic attackers we've been seeing. I already went over the trait. Oh, this is amazing. He can hold the Essence Relic. He can hold the Essence, which means Revival Essence, which already makes him pretty competitive, because if he dies, he can come back to life. He can also hold the Mask Relic, so also with the Essence, you can use Zyron's Essence, especially since he's an extra turner. And then with the Mask, you also have access to Eeltron's Mask, Jastar's Mask, so lots of ways to recover stamina in this case, so awesome. Alright, let's see his skill set. I already see 2 0 cooldown skills, which is great, because anytime there's a monster that can activate cooldowns, you need a 0 cooldown skill. So, Sparking Stick, 40 damage, 0 cooldown, 22 stamina. Nice. I like that. If it would have been 0 stamina cost, that would have been even better, so you would have been immune to the cooldown, to stamina activation as well as, to stamina drain as well as cooldown activation. But let's keep going. Gorilla, Longevity applies damage boost to itself, True Vision, setup skill. Orangutan Protection applies double damage, shock, and evasion to itself. Okay, so shock to itself. I'm not a fan of shock to itself. The issue with shock to itself is that you lose your extra turns, right? When a monster has shock on themselves, they can't utilize extra turn skills. So, yeah, it's nice that you give yourself evasion, which protects against effects and really, well, actually, so right now is the time recording this video, the Team Race monster is a monster that a lot of players are going to get ranked up, rank 3, 4, and 5, and that monster is Ignis. He is the king right now of removing effects. He has like 2 effects that cleanse from the enemy team. So what good is it if you give yourself double damage, evasion, and shock, and then that enemy Ignis goes and removes your double damage and evasion, and then you essentially just shock yourself. So I'm not really a big fan of setup skills unless it provided some sort of additional protection, positive effect protection. So right now, tier 1, I'm not a big fan of. Let's see tier 2. Silver Wings deals moderate thunder damage to all enemies. 35 damage on a 71 stamina cost. My goodness, honestly, I kind of feel like you get body massage from the basic skills. Yikes, that is a hefty stamina cost. Again, this monster could hold the Zyron's Essence, and you do have Mask to deal with this, but I think ideally you'd want to give this monster the Uriel's Essence, so that is steep for the low damage. Alright, we have our first extra turn skill, Wild Bonobo. Yeah, Bonobo. Deals very low thunder damage, gives 1 extra turn. 10 damage. 10 damage on a 2-turn cooldown. Okay, remember the cooldown. 2-turn, 51 stamina cost. Ooh, yikes, that is quite expensive. Kong Punch is our tier 3 skill, deals heavy thunder damage to 1 enemy, applies shock to 1 enemy, requires cooldown. 45 damage, 1-turn cooldown, and the cool thing about this skill is that it could prevent the enemy from utilizing extra turn skills. So I'll talk about the current meta. I think for a while, Nor is still going to be a very popular monster, even though Hardy exists, and especially depending on the Team War scenario. So if you do fight a Nor, for example, and you can't kill Nor, it is cool that this monster at rank 3 has Status Caster True Vision, so then you're going to be landing shock against the enemy Nor, so at least you're safe knowing that the enemy Nor is not going to be able to use extra turn skills. So that's pretty awesome. But my goodness, 79 stamina cost. Yikes, that is steep. Alright, we have Gibbons Dash. Deals low thunder damage to one enemy, gives 1 extra turn to itself. So another high 61 stamina cost skill, 25 damage, another 2-turn cooldown skill. So the most this monster could do is 3 attacks in 1 turn, but then the next time you can do 3 attacks. So that's pretty cool that this monster can every single turn do 3 attacks at a time. So, for example, you do Wild, and then you do Gibbons Dash, and then you do Kong Punch. And then next turn you repeat, because the cooldowns are reset. So overall, he has low cooldowns. But yeah, in terms of cycling, this is just a 3 attacker kind of monster. I don't know if this monster needs setup skills. I would probably run Silver Wing... wait, let me think about this. I would run both of your extra turn skills and Kong Punch. And then, honestly, maybe Sparking Stick is just a... Well, actually, the good thing about Sparking Stick, it's low stamina and 0 cooldown, so you would only ever need that if the enemy does have lots of stamina draining relics or cooldown activation. But if not, maybe you could put in one of your setup skills. I'd probably say the double damage evasion. Even though you shock yourself, I think that could potentially be worth it. Maybe your hardened trait allows you to not shock yourself. I wonder if shock and super attuned work hand in hand together. So maybe when you shock yourself, when you take the shock damage, if super attuned activates. But yikes. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's gonna be a meta monster. Just looking at him, yes, he's an extra turner, but I don't think he's gonna be a meta. I think eventually we'll get an extra turner that can do 4 or 5 attacks in one turn, and maybe I think SocialPoint is kind of easing into the extra turner, so we don't have a super powerful Voltic kind of monster, right, that attacks forever. So that is pretty cool. Let's see the ultimate. Cosmic Storm moves positive effects from all enemies, deals heavy thunder damage, applies shock. I like the ultimate. It's a full cleanse and then heavy thunder damage. He is an attacker. This is the kind of monster you would run with a 2 strength and a speed. You could even do 2 strength and team speed, just depending on the team situation. If you are able to give this monster an extra turn, so you have a Warmaster Ragnarök and you transfer into Thunderkong, ooh, then you can get away with some nice stuff, right? Then you'd be able to do like maybe Gorilla Longevity, give yourself double damage, and then, or actually you could do Wild, Gibbons Dash, and then Gorilla Longevity, and then go back into the cycle because you gave yourself an additional turn. So there's definitely some synergies with this monster. Overall, though, I'm like, I'm not too amazed. And I've been saying this about the current Cosmic monsters. Yes, they have incredible stats, but I don't think the skills are up to par to the old Mythic. So I think there's that kind of balance that exists. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Thunderkong. I definitely think he's still worth getting, just like all the previous monsters. You should definitely get one copy of them, because who knows how SocialPoint is going to do this. Maybe they will release mini mazes for the Cosmics. Not to mention, the more Cosmics you have, the easier it is for you to do survival dungeons and to get Stardust. So start accumulating all of that. So 100% go for Thunderkong. But I want to hear you guys. What do you guys think about this monster? Any now thoughts in the comments below? I would really, really love to hear you guys' thoughts on Thunderkong. With that being said, I'm Orca Gaming. Thank you so much, and remember to subscribe.